Stuff I Learned Yesterday, episode 638. Seize the Adventure. Welcome to Stuff I Learned Yesterday. My name is Daryl Darnell. The Disney character Goofy was originally called Dippy Dog and first appeared in the animated short Mickey's Review on May 25th, 1932. And I believe that if you aren't learning, you aren't living. Well, Goofy's such a great character, isn't he? Is there any one of us who hasn't tried to imitate his voice at some point? It's instantly recognizable, and it's easy to see why he brings smiles to the faces of young and old alike. When I'm visiting Disneyland, it's unusual if I don't see Goofy at some point. If you take time to watch a parade, chances are you'll see Goofy and be glad you did. While I don't always take time to watch a parade while I'm at Disneyland, one thing I never miss out on is a trip to New Orleans Square. New Orleans Square opened on July 24th, 1966. In March of 1967, Pirates of the Caribbean opened alongside the Blue Bayou restaurant. And in August of 1969, the Haunted Mansion opened in New Orleans Square. And with attractions like Haunted Mansion and Pirates, it's easy to see why it's a place I never skip. I also love the ambiance of the area, including the live street music courtesy of the Bootstrappers. When I visited Disneyland in October of last year, my very first meal in the park was at Tiana's Palace, located in New Orleans Square. And there, I enjoyed a serving of house gumbo with a lemon beignet for dessert. And if you get lucky, you'll find Tiana either perched on one of the balconies in the area, or even walking around interacting with guests up close. Released in 2009, The Princess and the Frog is one of the last two hand-drawn animated films released by Disney before going all in on the 3D style of animation they use now. The Princess and the Frog is one of my favorite all-time Disney films. Certainly, one reason is the hand-drawn art style. I once dreamed of being an animator, and I have a soft spot for work done in that format. One other reason I love the film so much is the soundtrack. I love jazz music, and the soundtrack to The Princess and the Frog is a banger. Down in New Orleans, Dig a Little Deeper, Friends on the Other Side, and of course, Almost There are all top-tier songs. But my favorite thing about the movie is Tiana's story. We learn that she dreamed of opening up her own restaurant from the time she was very young. She and her dad enjoyed making delicious food together. Sadly, he died when she was a girl, but that didn't stop her from keeping her dream. As she grew older, she worked and saved every penny so that one day she could afford to open up her own place. And each time she tucked away a bit of money, she knew it was bringing her one step closer to her dream, and that she was almost there. How can you not love that story? I think all of us can relate to it in some way. Haven't we had a dream? Maybe you've also had to deal with the loss of a parent. Even if you haven't, you can most certainly relate to the idea of being faced with tremendous obstacles in pursuit of your dream. Tiana is so inspiring. Rather than looking at the loss of her father and her fellow chef as a reason to quit, she let it propel her to be even greater, to honor him and the dream that they shared. Her work ethic is uncompromised. When others try to derail her or get her to take time off, she refuses. She stays focused on her dream, works hard, puts in the extra time and effort that she knows it will take in order for her dream to come true. Okay, to be fair, she does get transformed into a frog, and that does play a role in delaying her ability to fulfill her dream, but even that ends up being just one more thing that she views as a positive obstacle that she can learn from and help her be even better than she would have otherwise been. Her relentless optimism is amazing and inspiring. Here's what I learned. I've mentioned a few times that Carrie and I love to go on Disney cruises. You may think it's weird that two adults would enjoy a Disney cruise, and some of you may be wondering if we realize there are cheaper cruises out there that probably have fewer kids around. Yes, we know that, but there's just something magical about Disney cruises. I mean, where else can you get off the elevator and be randomly greeted by Captain Hook and Smee? True story. We love the decor and the attention to detail that Disney is known for. We especially love the food and the shows. Each Disney ship has at least 3 dinner restaurants and 3 Broadway-style shows. Last year, we sailed on the Disney Wish, and our restaurants were 1923, Worlds of Marvel, and Arendelle, A Frozen Dining Adventure. Now, 1923 is the year Walt and Roy Disney arrived in Los Angeles, and the 1923 restaurant is themed to that year. It's a delicious, high-end steak restaurant. Worlds of Marvel brings guests into the story as they help Ant-Man and the Wasp in an adventure. Now, our dinner even had a visit from Spider-Man, who took time to visit every table for photos. And as it sounds by the name, Arendelle, A Frozen Dining Adventure is set in the world of Anna and Elsa. In fact, you're guests at a party to celebrate the royal engagement of Queen Anna and Kristoff. It's a dinner theater atmosphere full of singing and live entertainment, and it was our favorite dinner experience. As for the Broadway-style shows, our cruise included The Little Mermaid, Disney's Aladdin, and a show called Disney Seas the Adventure. That's S-E-A-S, like the ocean, because Disney loves puns and you're on a cruise ship, so Seas the Adventure. Now, Seas the Adventure starts out with Captain Minnie at the helm of the ship. Goofy soon joins her as he's doing his duty of mopping the deck. And Goofy shares with her that he once had a dream of being a sea captain. Well, Minnie, being the wise mouse she is, sees an opportunity. She asks Goofy if he will take over at the wheel for a moment. And Goofy naturally obliges, but immediately feels overwhelmed and unsure if he can handle the responsibility. A magically dreamtastic Disney story unfolds involving many Disney favorites like Crush, Elsa, Merida, Moana, Hercules, and my favorite, Tiana. After a musical number that takes the cast into the aisles with the audience, Tiana and Goofy return to the stage. And Goofy says, "It sure must have been some powerful wishing star that made that dream come true." And Tiana replies, "That old star could only take me part of the way. I had to do the rest." And Tiana then breaks out into the song Almost There and sings, "I remember Daddy told me fairy tales can come true, but you gotta make them happen. It all depends on you. So I work real hard each and every day." And then Goofy interjects, "Now things for sure are going your way." She continues, "Just doing what I do." And Goofy adds, "Look out, world. She's coming through." And then facing the audience and clutching her heart, Tiana says, "I saw it so clearly. Each and every day I told myself," and then she starts singing, "I'm almost there. I'm almost there. People down here think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Trials and tribulations, I've had my share, but there ain't nothing going to stop me now, because I'm almost there." And then the stage instantly comes alive as Tiana's palace. There are tables full of guests enjoying all the great food, hospitality, and atmosphere that Tiana's palace is known for. And Goofy looks at Tiana and says, "Gosh, you made your own dream come true." And Tiana confirms, "That's right. And just look at me now." And then she sings, "But I've climbed the mountain, I've crossed the river, and I'm almost there." And Goofy observes, "Almost? I'd say you're there, Tiana." She replies, "Thank you, but I'm never going to stop dreaming, and neither should you." Now, I didn't think I could love the story any more than I already did, and then Tiana dropped that little inspirational truth bomb. I mean, she was there. She was living her dream. Everything she'd ever hoped for or imagined was right there being lived out before her eyes. She was enjoying it, acknowledging it, appreciating it, loving it. But she wasn't done dreaming. She wasn't settling, easing off the gas, becoming complacent or satisfied. Grateful? Yes. Happy? Totally. Enjoying the moment? All of it. Dreams do come true, and Tiana's story reminds us of that. But she also reminds us that no matter where we are in life, we should never stop dreaming. We're always almost there. And that's an inspiring place to be. I'm Daryl Darnell, and this has been Stuff I Learned Yesterday. Well, the Monday mailbag is coming up soon on March 31st. The submission deadline is Wednesday, March 26th, and I want you to be a part of it. The Monday mailbag is your opportunity to share stuff you've learned with me and other listeners so that we can learn and grow from you. It can be a short message or it can be several minutes long. It really doesn't matter as long as it's something that will benefit others. You can then send in questions and responses to my silly episodes, and I'll respond to them via Monday mailbag episodes. Now, you can participate in Monday mailbags by visiting the Golden Spiral Media listener feedback page at goldenspiralmedia.com/feedback, or send me an email at feedback@goldenspiralmedia.com. Tiana.com.